Hey everyone, I'm back, and today we're going to be talking about Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? And this movie is directed by the Coen brothers and stars George Clooney, Tim Blake Nielsen, and John Turturro. And I really enjoyed this one. It was one of the few Coen brothers movies that I haven't seen yet, and I thought this was a very enjoyable film, and I thought the movie looked great. It was very well shot, and Roger Deakins, I saw his name show up for the cinematography, and of course, that means that the movie is probably going to look great, and it does. I really love the lighting for the nighttime scenes. So that's one thing that he's really great at, just having night look like night, and I love that. I also really like the stylistic choices that's included into the film. Like, you can definitely tell that the directors leave their print on this film, and it really shows in this movie. I like what it's going for, and I always enjoy the style and the tone of the film that they bring to all their movies. And sure, sometimes it works better than others, and this one is definitely one of their more upbeat films, and it's more of a comedy in the vein of like something like The Big Lebowski, and has a very similar structure in ways in terms of like what I would expect from a Coen Brothers movie. I'm not going to say what those specific things are, just in case those are considered spoiler territory for anyone. But I will say that the things that make a Coen Brothers movie what it is, that stuff I liked, and it worked very well in this film. I thought the characters in this movie were great and very well written, and they're very memorable characters as well, even the side characters. They have some really great moments, and I thought the comedy was very funny. I was laughing a decent amount throughout this film. And apparently this movie is an adaptation of The Odyssey, but kind of just doing its own thing. Like, there's going to be some similarities to it, I guess, but I, for one, didn't really pick up on that, really, outside of me knowing that going into this movie, because I haven't read The Odyssey. I know nothing about it, so if anyone finds the structure of the film to be like, oh, this is just The Odyssey or whatever, and they just find that to be distracting, I can understand that, but I personally wasn't bothered by that. Who knows, that might change after I watch Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey when that comes out, but as a standalone film, I thought it worked just fine. I wasn't having any issues with it. I also enjoyed where the story went, and there were some really fun twists and turns that we eventually get that I thought were great. And this is a Coen Brothers film that actually gives you some resolution to a lot of things for the most part, and doesn't really leave itself open-ended as something like The Big Lebowski, in a sense, where the main story is pretty much you get it, and there are some things that you may or may not be questioning as to like, okay, where are things going to go from here? It kind of just leaves it up to interpretation to like let you figure it out. And the things that you're asked to figure out are very simple things and things that ultimately like don't matter. And you're probably just going to be able to figure it out if you just think about it for like a minute. And while watching this movie, I thought that there were animals that were getting abused, but allegedly no animals were harmed during the making of the movie. And I was like, okay, that makes sense, and it's just used with CGI. And I thought, okay, for 2000, I think this looks pretty good. I don't think it looks incredible, but for a movie that was made a quarter of a century ago, looks pretty good, if you ask me. And I don't really have really any major issues with this movie, but the only thing that I could say that some may or may not consider to be a flaw is that there's just other Coen Brothers movies that I like a lot more, and I'm just more engaged with and attached to with them. And this one I was entertained by for sure, and maybe I could say there are some parts of it where I felt as though it was a little slow, or I was a little confused as to like where things were going, but that might change if I were to see it a second time. So for now, I'll just say this is a really solid, great movie that I enjoyed, and I would definitely recommend that you check it out. It has a great cast, the performances are great, and just about everything that I appreciate about a Coen Brothers movie is in this film. So Check this movie out whenever you get the chance, and with all that being said, I'm going to give Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? An 8 out of 10. Thank you for watching my videos. As always, if you enjoyed this review, be sure to leave a like and comment down below what you thought of Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? And my social media links, they will all be in the description, so follow me there. And last but not least, subscribe to be a part of Foley Nation, and I'll see you when I get my next review up, and that is going to be for Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. So look forward to that, but until I get that up, thank you for watching and have a great day.